Hi guys, in this video we're going to discuss about how to multiply and divide integers. This is actually a very simple task. So what you're going to do, for example, you have -3 times -2. The answer is +6. Why? The rule is that if you multiply the same sign, then it's actually positive. So negative times negative is positive. Let's try to have once more. If you have -3 times 2, that's actually -6. Why? Because the rule is negative times positive is negative. All right, when you multiply it. Now, um, let's try to have one more example. So let's say 1 times -4. Of course, the answer there is 4 because they have the same sign. Let's say -10 times -10. That's actually negative positive 100. So what about if I have -2 times -2 times -2? Of course, -2 times -2 is 4 times -2 is -8. So what about if I have -2 times -2 times -2 times -2? That is actually equal to -8 times -2 is +16. All right. Again, negative times negative is positive times negative is negative times negative is positive. Okay. So that's actually the rule is actually very simple. That if you multiply the same sign, that's positive. If you divide different sign, that's actually negative. So let's say, for example, you have a -3 raised to the second power. Again, the meaning of that is -3 times -3, therefore that's equal to 9. However, so let's say that you have -3 squared. This one is different. It's not the same as that. It means that the negative of 3 times 3. So that one first is that 3 times 3. Then you take the negative of it. So 3 times 3 is actually 9. And then you take the negative of it. That's the meaning of this. The negative of 3 squared. I will just write it down. The negative of 3 squared. However, this one, meaning to say the square of -3. So these two are actually different. So for example, you have -2 raised to cube. Again, the meaning of that is the 2 cube is 2 times 2 times 2. And whatever your answer, you take the negative. So therefore, that's actually negative of 8. Okay, now what about teacher Daniel if we are dividing? So let's say, for example, you have -12 divided by 3. The answer is -4. Or if you have a fraction, let's say -8 divided by -2. The answer is 4. Okay? If you are actually simplifying a fraction, -2 out of -6, that's actually +1 out of 3. If, for example, you have -1 and 1 out of 4, you multiply by -1 out of 2. So what you're going to do, you convert this one into mixed number. So that's -5 out of 4 multiplied by -1 out of 2. You can take care first of the sign. Negative times negative is actually positive. So 5 over 4 times 1 over 2 is actually 5 over 8. So that is now your answer. So in here, this is actually very simple. In here, the most important is that if you have two like the same sign, that's actually positive. If you have different, that's actually negative. That is true for multiplication and also division. And then the only thing that you need to remember, for example, if you have negative 8 squared, it means negative 8 times negative 8. However, if there is no bracket, so let's say negative 8 squared, meaning to say that's 8 times 8, whatever the answer, you take the negative. Similarly, for example, if you have a number a, and the number a is being squared, again, it's the same as a times a, exactly the same thing. What if you have, for example, negative a squared, meaning a number which is negative, then that's just negative 8 times negative of your a. All right. Now, so that is for this video. I'm gonna give you the task now. Hold on. I'm gonna take the task. All right. So this is actually the task 2.3. You have the number one. That is number one. Only two questions. That's number one, and this is number two. And you need to write your answer in the paper line and submit or upload into your Google Classroom. Okay. Hopefully you've learned something today. If you have some questions, please do not hesitate to ask me in WhatsApp, or you can ask me during the class. Have a good day and goodbye.